everyone and welcome back. My name is Mel and I'm the founder of Glow Organic. So I'm going to start with the EYE Cosmetics Liquid Foundation, and this is 100% natural. It's got aloe vera in it, it's got shea butter in it, and it's also really good for oily skin and acne prone skin because it's got no ingredients that are going to sort of clog the pores or cause spots or acne. So if that's something that you're concerned about, give this one a go. So I'm just putting a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use the Hint Beauty Beauty Blender, and I'm going to apply that from the centre, blending it outwards. So the coverage of this is, I would say, medium, but what's really good about it is that you can build it up in certain areas, so it builds really nicely. So I don't really need a lot on my cheeks, so I'm mainly using it in the centre of my face, and then I'll also go around my nose where I get a little bit red, and also I have a little bit of sort of darkness here from acne scarring and things, so I'm also going to layer it in those areas to build more coverage. I just love the finish of this. It looks very natural, it doesn't look like you're wearing anything. But you can see it just evens everything out, and it gives a sort of soft focus finish. It doesn't sort of cling into any dry patches, it nourishes the skin and moisturises the skin without overloading it with too much moisture. So now onto concealer, and I'm going to use the Hint Beauty concealer because it is amazing. So I'm going to use a brush with this, and this is the shade Light. So I'm just using a tiny bit on the brush, and I'm just going to start with under my eye area. Okay, now I'm going to take the blender and just pat that in. See how much that's lifted and got rid of any dark circles, and a little bit around the nose. And just on any scars and blemishes that I've got here. What I'm doing is just using the brush. This is a flat synthetic concealer brush. This one's by Antonym, and they do great brushes, all vegan, all synthetic, and they work amazingly well. They've got a huge range, so you've got a brush for anything that you need it for. So I'm just using that and patting on where I need it, and then I'm going to take the sponge and just blend it out. So now I'm going to do brows, and I'm going to use another EYE Cosmetics product. This is their Brow Sculpt in the shade Rio. So this is a very creamy product, so it's very easy to sort of manoeuvre, but once it's on and it's set, it lasts for such a long time. So I'm just going to use a spoolie and comb my brows upwards. And then I'm using an angled brush. This one's from Hint Beauty. I'm going to do light, sort of feathery strokes just to emulate brow hairs. So I'm going to do eye makeup now, and I'm going to keep it quite simple because I'm going to go for quite a bright red lip, and I want that to be the focus of the makeup. So I'm going to go quite light and natural in the eyes. So I'm going to use the Hint Beauty eyeshadow, and this is a single eyeshadow in Linen Kiss. So it's a sort of an ivory colour. It's very good for an all over base colour. And I've just got quite a fluffy, big fluffy blending brush from Hint Beauty, and I'm just doing that all over the lid and also right up to the brow bone. So I'm going to use Winter Cocoa, and this is a sort of a warm brown, and I'm going to use this with the same brush that I used with Linen Kiss, and I'm going to use it in quite a sheer wash of colour. So I'm just going to do a little bit in the pan, and then I'm going to tap off most of it on the back of my hand. So I've got more control over how much product I'm actually putting onto the skin. I'm going into the crease of the eye. I'm just going backwards and forwards here. And using a big fluffy brush like this gives it much more of a softer blended look rather than a sort of a harsh line. And a tiny bit underneath, not too much. So I'm going to do some eyeliner, and I'm going to use the Cooler Caramel liquid eyeliner in black, and I'm just going to do this in a thin sort of flick on the top lash line. So this has a really thin brush, so it's really good for precision if you're a little bit unsure about liquid eyeliner, because I know it's very tricky. I struggle still. It just takes practice, but a thin brush is going to make your life a lot easier, because it means that you're not going in and adding a load of products and you have to take it away and then add it again. You're building up very gradually until you get your perfect shape if you've got a thin brush. So I'm going to start, I always start in the inner corner and then drag it outwards, and I get as close to the lash line as I possibly can. Now I'm going to do mascara, and I'm going to use the Cosmetics Pango mascara, which is their black mascara. I'm going to do some blush, and I'm going to use this colour from Cosmetics. This is their cream tint. They do 4 shades of this, and it can be used on the eyes, it can be used on the cheeks, and it can be used on the lips. This is shade Caramel. I'm just going to use this on my cheeks as a blush, because this is a sort of a corally sort of colour, and it just gives a nice natural blush to the cheeks. So it comes in this like stick form, so I'm just using, you can just go straight on, but I like to use my finger. So I'm just applying this to the apples of my cheeks and then blending it outwards. So now I'm going to use More Hero, which is, as I say, more of a highlighter, and this is going to go on the tops of my cheeks, a little bit across the bridge of my nose, and also in the inner corners. Again, I'm just using my fingers, so tops of the cheeks. eyes just because it helps to brighten everything up. So we're almost done, and all that is left now is the lips. And as I said, I'm going to use a nice bright red. This one is again by EYE Cosmetics, and this is the shade Aroha, which is their bright red, and it is gorgeous. It's so nice for the festive season. It's moisturising because I find at this time of year in the UK it's cold and it's a little bit miserable, and you want something bright and you also want something moisturising because lips, I mean mine are really chapped and they feel very dry, very dehydrated, so this moisturising kind of formula that also very long lasting is perfect because you want something that's going to last at the end of the day. If you're going to a Christmas party or something, you don't have to keep worrying about your lipstick smudging or coming off when you're drinking and eating, and it's just nice to have something that you don't have to worry about, and I find this one is good for that. So I'm actually just going to use it straight from the bullet, and then I'm going to use a brush afterwards. These are also vegan as well and 100% natural. I'm just going to take a brush and just neaten up the edges. The look done. I really hope you like it. All the products will be linked in the description box below. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you next time.